Welcome to the Retail Fix It podcast. My name's Lance Calvert. I'm the president of Retail Fix It. It's 2025. It's cold outside. It's hot off the press as far as vision, fresh vision for this season. This is an exciting time for business. It's an exciting time for facility management. And just remember, Retail Fix It performs repairs for multi-site facility owners all over the country. But, you can think of us in three distinct categories, which really encompasses everything needed for multi-site facility management. So, the first thing is reactive maintenance. So that just means an issue arises, we respond to it in every trade all over the country for all your sites. So that's reactive maintenance. And then the next category of these three is preventive maintenance. So, HVAC preventative maintenance, and cleanings. Sometimes you have door PMs that are very beneficial and maybe even necessary to prevent reactive service calls and those kind of issues. And then the third category, department, if you will, of being your total solution for all your repairs and facility management at all your sites is projects. So, that's remodels, retrofits, rollouts, those kind of things that need to be done on a bigger scale, a little bit larger projects. So, reactive maintenance, preventive maintenance, and projects. That's all under the roof of Retail Fix It. And that's what we do for you coast to coast in every single trade. We've got talent in this company. We've got veterans that have been here decades and that have been in the industry for 30 plus years in all of these different factions. And just that's proving to bring solutions to our customers that are keeping our customers. And they're even entrusting us to more as they learn that we really were that solution. Because it's funny, like this happens regularly. We bring on a customer, like a 2 or 500 store or 5,000 store customer, and they kind of tiptoe in, because they've been, they're coming to us for a reason because something didn't work out somewhere else, maybe, or, whatever. So, but they just don't know that we're really going to solve it. They've heard it all before. They've seen the promises and the failures and I guess you might say the broken promises and that kind of thing. I don't know, but I know when they come in, they don't jump in my lap and say, wow, yes, we'll do your process. And they get excited about it. And that once they see the portal and they see, once we cast to them what it is that the program, they do get excited we typically, when we onboard like 70-80% of the sales, if we get in front of a client, we typically roll them into a customer. And so that's exciting. If it's the right fit, sometimes it's not even something that would benefit, whatever. But any multi-site retailer or medical industry, multi-site thing, dental, medical, restaurant, chains, all that stuff, any multi-site commercial facility, they're staying with us, but they don't typically start out just 100% centralizing all of it with us or being exclusive or those kind of things, because they're testing the waters. They want to see if we are going to actually execute, obviously. And so it's really cool to see the ramp up. It's always like that. It's like get in. And so we have the solutions, but they trickle themselves into those solutions. And that gives us some ramp up time for the customers, to kind of learn their stores and learn them and learn their side of things and really concierge our services and integrate together with them and their processes and systems and that kind of thing. So, but it's really cool to keep them, and then they just keep coming and coming and coming. And the next thing you know, they're like, oh, can you do our PMs, and here's some projects. And then they're like, wow, this is like really literally. I was talking to a colleague this morning, and her name's Alicia Ramirez. She's actually my cousin. She's been here for 12 years, I think. She's amazing. And she was talking to a brand new customer that we were entrusted to this year. Huge blessing. I was talking to her this morning, and she said, literally, Lance, this customer was almost in tears. I mean, this is what she said. And she doesn't bloviate like that or talk like that. She said, she said that this customer said there's been so many times that we shot these opportunities out to a company. They said they were going to call our stores and schedule things. They said they were going to show up and execute on this, and they didn't. They couldn't. And you guys are doing it. That's the difference. You're literally doing what these things. And she said she was like emotional about and that doesn't surprise me because sometimes these facility managers are underwater, and they need help. And I really felt that in my spirit for this customer way before this was told to me. I heard in my spirit, help this customer. So it was really cool to see that, to hear that. I mean, of course, that's what you want to hear about your team. And so that was something from this morning. And that really, my team cares about that kind of feedback. I care about that kind of feedback from our customers, and we're seeing it happen. And it's a hard fought, hard won game. And that's with honestly out integration. That customer, that's not integration because they kind of shoved us into a process of theirs that just, for the time kind of ignores all of our automation and stuff. And so, it felt like we were being put into the stone ages as far as how to communicate because they made us do these unintegratable. They've got a new system and they're making us use it and it's not fully built yet. Even in that vein, my team is hitting it out of the park. And so you build solutions, you sell on those solutions, but you know what? Life shows up. And then you have to shift and adjust and execute, humble yourself to that moment, listen. And even though these things make sense to do, if that's not what they can accommodate right now, you have to accommodate the customer and go into what they need right then and help them dig out. And then they'll see that. They'll see that because they know that if they put you into a different process or something than what your solution is, and if you can accommodate that for a while, then what happens is all the magic happens later because the gratitude and the willingness to adjust and do that is seen, felt, and heard. And I think that's what makes it something more than just business, and something where you're building relationships and they acknowledge that. And, nonetheless, that's what establishes stuff, hard moments for customers. And then you come in and can accommodate that rings out for a long time and it creates foundational stuff. And then the integration and all that stuff will come on its own over time. We've learned that we got to overlook that early and just listen, do what they say, do what they need, and fix their immediate needs and let everything else rise to the top. Because, computers are amazing, these processes are amazing, but if you've got a team that is willing to listen to the protocol, listen to what the customer needs and execute on it, you can't replace that. And that's because we're human and it matters, to do things that way. But didn't plan on getting into all that, but I'm having a lot of fun talking about it. I hope you are. So anyway, vision 2025. Everybody, if you haven't done it yet, put your vision down on paper, put your goals down, personal and business, and track it. Because God will give you get a pen and paper out and you'll be given stuff, goals, fresh vision of the long-lasting vision and fresh implementation of what this year looks like, because there's wind in our backs. We've got stuff to do this year and some exciting things are going to happen. It's going to be amazing. At Retail Fix It today, in this episode, we want to talk about, so we've got reactive maintenance, remember, preventive maintenance, and then projects. Reactive maintenance, smaller repairs that just happen on the fly, put tickets in, we go get them taken care of. It's like popcorn and Coke for you guys. You don't have to do anything. And then if it's going to go over a certain allotted amount that we're allowed to work with and it turns into an estimate, you still don't have to do anything. There's an estimate that comes into your inbox. You either approve it or decline it or ask for a second opinion or something from us. And then those things keep rolling. But in the middle of all that is preventative maintenance. And so today I want to kind of gear in a little bit to that. It's a good time of year. It doesn't feel like it's a good time of year to talk about PMs because typically when you think of preventive maintenance, you think of HVAC. If you're a restaurant, you think of all that kitchen equipment and those kind of things too. But if you're just retailer that doesn't have a lot of equipment and stuff, you're thinking of HVAC and cleanings. Those are the two big ones. Cleanings, routine cleaning schedules, and then HVAC preventative maintenance. And so it's wintertime. Everybody's running their furnaces. There's typically not as much of an issue as when it gets 90 degrees and then all these AC systems are firing off. People want to cool their spaces down. And then there's problems because of tired, unmaintenanced systems and those kind of things. So it's time now to plan. It's time now to shop a preventive maintenance program because spring will be here before you know it, and then it'll get hot. Depending on the climate you're at, wherever it is, you might have another month or two to figure it out than other places, but it's going to get hot and you're going to need, look, when it gets 90 degrees and everybody, you've got 100 or 500 locations that you're trying to maintain because 90 degrees for everybody else too. So these HVAC techs are running like chickens everywhere to fix units. And so you can't get them on the phone to get to your space. That's what preventative maintenance is for, is to have a quarterly maintenance 4 times a year, to have retail fix it, manage that across your whole portfolio, to make 4 intelligible visits that actually accomplish something. And I think that's one thing to talk about with preventative maintenance, because why do multi-site facility owners leave their HVAC systems unchecked? Why do they under maintain them or not have a constant PM program in place? And maybe we should start there, because I don't know all the reasons, but it happens, and it happens too often probably. And I know that, look, in the fear of every heart of a facility manager that has been around for a while, look, you've got either a rooftop unit, it's called an RTU, which means rooftop unit. So you've got a package unit on your roof at your locations that controls the heating and the air conditioning. Or you've got split systems. So it's more like your house. You've got a condenser unit sitting outside with a fan going, and you have either in a closet inside of your space or in the attic, you've got the furnace, air handler. If you have a rooftop unit on 500 sites, you've got in the back of your mind, okay, I'm paying for this quarterly maintenance, but I'm not seeing what that tech's doing. Is he really changing the filters? Is he dating the new filters? Is he putting in the right filters? If it's a worn belt, did he actually change the belt? If the coils are dirty, is he actually reporting that and cleaning the coils? So there's a lot of unchecked things that could be happening. And the reason that that's a fear for facility managers or multi-site facility owners who are writing these checks for these big programs is because it's a legitimate concern. I mean, I'll bring you right in the kitchen of what can be going on. HVAC tech can have a lot of tickets for the day. I was telling one of my account managers this, an HVAC tech can be on the roof of one of your sites. He could have 7 work orders for that day, and he's trying to get home by 4:30, because he's got dinner plans with his wife by 6. So he knows he's got a lot of places to be, and he could be changing filters, right? And on one of your units, and he could have, coils are dirty or a belt's worn. Well, he didn't have that belt on him, so that's either go to the store or just kind of catch it next time. It could be coils dirty, and he's got those 7 tickets for the day. So, I'll get that next time. Should have been cleaned. So, a lot of things that motivate technicians are based on their schedule. If that same tech has 2 jobs for that day, his wife's out of town, he'll be bored if he gets home early. If those coils are dirty, that belt needs to be changed. He's going to call, report it, upsell it, go get the parts or the chemicals he needs to clean it, and he'll do it that day. So a lot of people don't talk about this stuff, but it's real, right? And that's the thing. If we could talk about it, figure it out, and that's what we've solved. So neglecting your HVAC systems, well, that's certainly not the answer, because it's all going to break down because of no PM program in place. And then when it's hot and everything's broken at all your sites, you're dealing with trying to compete with all these, other people that are using up the technicians around town to get things done. And look, when you sign on with Retail Fix It and get a preventive maintenance program in place for across the whole country, we solve every single pain point of what I just talked about, and we verify proper completion of the filter change. We verify whether the coils were dirty or not. We verify whether there was other things that were needed. in real time. It's logged, pictures, dated filters, backed up, and it's delivered all in a way that is not painstaking for you across your whole portfolio in the customer portal. And you can see in real time. And all this data is being stacked in the location profiles for all these metrics and stuff for doing future budgeting goals and all that kind of stuff. Like really, you can take and it's learning about your whole portfolio and creating budgeting goal things, and so you can get in front of what you need to be doing as far as replacements for old units and all that kind of stuff in place. But we take the guesswork out of what's happening on your roof. Okay, you need if you have several hundred stores and you're putting that trust into us to get on top of these locations and actually do a preventive maintenance program, you should see your annual reactive maintenance and emergency service calls dramatically reducing because we literally are doing the preventative maintenance program that's impactful. You know, in the spring, we're starting up the unit before it gets too hot to make sure that it's cooling, that all the compressors started up, then the condenser started, and that there's not any problem with them, before it's too late and it's really hot. And then, you're trying to scramble to order parts and these kind of things. So it will make a comfort impact for your sites. It will make a major impact on, your location, scrambling to put in emergency tickets when they've got a lot of guests in your location and you don't want to really accommodate an emergency tech in there, but you have to because it's burning up and it needs to be cooled down, and eliminating all that work throughout the year, all those service calls, emergencies throughout the year. First of all, if you have a PM program in place, you're going to be priority for all of our HVAC partners across the country. That's priority service. With the PMs that you're putting in place to us and we're putting in place to our partners, they're showing up 2 to 4 hour response time when there is a breakdown, and there's not really a breakdown because we're maintaining the systems. So much benefit on every single side of this because we're doing it right. Look, we want to solve this long term, and it's proven by reduced service requests needs throughout the year, for emergencies. And so it's really cool to see all this stuff coming together. It's all at your desk at your corporate office in the portal. You can see bird's eye view of all of your locations, how many maintenance emergency service calls are stacking in those locations through metrics and reports, and a real analytics of you'll just watch the reactive and emergency calls decline, and you'll see us doing the PM program right here for a fraction of the cost because it's a scheduled maintenance. And the breakdowns, you'll see your breakdowns on all your units just decline like this. And then you'll look at it at the end of the year and you'll be like, well, that didn't cost me money. That actually saved me. And you'll start to understand again, because we're doing it right and we're delivering it to you in front of you in a way that, you deserve to see that it's actually happening. What's going on? Look, what's happening on my roofs with these techs, right? And that's the question. And that's what it's our job and responsibility to deliver to you across all your sites. So preventative maintenance is, we're revolutionizing that whole side of it through the empowerment of technology mixed with just good old fashioned know-how of how to pick the right service providers, partner with them, make them feel empowered, right? So we're not just choosing the right technicians and enforcing all this compliance on them. We are choosing the right vendors and enforcing compliance on them, but we're doing it in a way that accommodates the service provider, making them drawn to making us priority and making us first place. Because if we pay them on time, which we're doing, if we make technology easy for them, they're able to upload that and put that all in, and it's all in the right steps so that they don't forget to tell us whether there was a coil that needed to be cleaned or that kind of thing. They've got that right question in front of them in an easy stream of technology to where they're enjoying working for us rather than the other company because of the way we're not kind of lording it over them. We're hyper focused also on the experience that our vendors are having, and that draws them towards us to want to do great, and we're able to pass that that savings up onto the customer, and we're able to pass on the quality assurance that we're getting from from partnering with the right service providers because of good treatment to them. All of that working together is causing us to win consistently for our customers. In 2024, there was an absolute consistency to our customers. Wow, y'all are still doing it. Wow, y'all are still doing it. And wow, and we're just grateful that by the grace of God, we're actually able to kind of hear that and accomplish that. I mean, we have to fight, but we're willing to fight, and the whole team's in on that. The customer, we have these much monthly touch points with our customers, and so we're hearing these things from them. And there's stuff to adjust too and implement, but that's what again creates those relationships and makes it real, right? And so we really do have these metrics and verification stuff that's just concierge right in your experience at corporate, so you can sit at your desk and look at hundreds of your locations and be accommodated with proof of service backed up with images of your locations, of filters, dated filters of the condenser units being, maintained, coils being cleaned, all in a way that doesn't burden you to have to go look after this stuff. We've been really blessed with an opportunity to implement these PM programs with existing clients and see it through for them. Cleanings is another one. I mean, we're winning with our customers for cleanings too, and we're grateful to have team members that just work with. Most of the time it's just smooth, but if there's schedule changes that our client locations need, we have to shift on our feet. It's all about communication with that stuff. Just communicating that up and down, and having a platform that communication is streamlined and collaborative, and that's what we've solved in technology. Solving communication streams in a collaborative way with technology, smart stuff, mixed with a team that's willing to fight and cares about their job because of the way they're being treated. Look, if you want to know how to grow your business, love on your people, empower them, tell them they're doing good. Same thing with service providers, and take care of your customers and be a servant. We've got space for some more PM programs. If you're in the market for that, we encourage it. Don't let it get 150 degrees outside, and then all of a sudden you're scrambling for one of those. You're competing for one of those techs to come over and repair your unit in an uncomely way. So we've been doing this for so long that it's about listening and finding out. No two situations are ever the same. You could get to a site and we could find out that the AC unit's not keeping up, even though it's running full time. It's not getting your location down to temp because of a wall of windows that you have in your location that is just blistering sun coming in, and we could tint those or put some nice treatments up that would make a dramatic change. So there's stuff. So it's just practical, the right people that are communicating, and a platform to do that in a streamlined way, and then that data actually coming up to you. Y'all can make decisions on approving us to proceed with things. And so there's just countless stories I could give you about varying variables of different types of experiences that take practical people listening and coming up with unique solutions to unique situations. And it's not all just robotic around here. I mean, it's just real people working in a small group environment together to try to figure this thing out for our customers, and do great facility management. So we love it. In 2025, we're going to kill it. You're going to kill it. You're going to do amazing. God has incredibly imaginative and wonderful things in store for you. God loves you more than you could possibly imagine right now, and that never has been different than that, and that will never change. And you are going to glean from that and be empowered. And there's just that ruling force of belief system. As you seek that deeper into you, it's going to cause you to explode in success in your life. We're just experiencing that, and it's just incredible to be a part of. So God bless you. And thank you. Like and share and subscribe, that whole thing. Hey, the response has been overwhelming. We appreciate you guys and all the support too. So because that helps us to get out there and we love the support, and we want to get in front of as many people as we can, get the message out of what we're doing to transform the facility management industry. The nationwide multi-site facility management industry has got fresh wind and new beginnings in it. It's got a new concepts of how to be optimistic and positive and caring and just that type of way towards the vendors and up towards the customers to give them the benefit that's coming from that. So we're enjoying the podcast. Thank you guys. We hope you're enjoying it. Stay with us. Just keep going. 2025's got a tremendous amount in store for you. God bless. And we'll see you next time on the Retail Fix It podcast.